Alrighty, grade 8s. It's been a while. Welcome back to another exciting math video. Today we're going to be looking at lesson 8.4, identifying transformations. Now, what is a transformation, you might ask? It is not Optimus Prime or Bumblebee. It is actually a transformation in math basically means taking an object, a shape, and moving it from point A to point B. We're going to learn three different ways today that you can move an object or shape from one point to another point. I'll show you those three. When you come to class tomorrow, we'll just get hands-on with math and start moving these shapes and identifying which one of the three ways it was. So let's get started. I have a PowerPoint here. I want to show you this one. So the very first way you can move a shape is something called a translation. It's basically a really fancy word for slide. So take this logo here. If you don't know, if you've never seen this before, this is the Jumpman logo. This is on all the Air Jordan shoes. So this is the original image right here. And all I did was I slid it over to over here. Now, the size of the shape never changes, just the position of the shape. So this shape and this shape right here are the exact same size, and we know that if something's the exact same size, it's congruent. So they're congruent. All I did was take it here, slid it over here. Does that make sense? Now, here's our shape again. We're going to do a translation. Now watch. I can take this shape and I can slide it up. That would be considered a translation. I take it back to original. I can slide it this way. I can slide it up, down. I can go over 3, down 2. So right there would be an example of a translation where you go over 3, down 2. So translation is basically just sliding this around. That's all a translation is. Okay. So that's one way. Let's look at another one. This one here is called a reflection. Now, if you notice, I got a blue line here. This is our line of reflection. Basically, this is the original shape, and you have this line of reflection, and it just folded over like that. It was very easy to do, actually. I'll show you really quickly how we can do a new one. I'll add a line here. This slide, next slide. So here's my image, my shape. Watch what happens when I click on it. I go over here, picture. I want to rotate it. I want to flip it horizontal. So I can take the shape here, original shape, and I flip it right here, like that. Basically, that's all I did right here on this one right here is I flipped the shape over this line. Reflection. Another example would be right here, where this is my original shape, and I reflected it over this line, and it just flipped vertical like that. So there's a line of reflection. The size of this shape doesn't change from the original, just the position. Okay. And the last one is called a rotation. So here's my shape. And all the rotation is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to rotate the image. So watch. I'm going to take this image. Now up here, I'm just going to move it. I can move this Jumpman logo this way. I can do a 360 so it comes back onto the original shape. I can move it this way, backwards, 360 degrees. Okay. So there's two terms you got to learn here, and you know these already. Clockwise, which means I'm going to turn my shape. I'm going to rotate it the same direction a clock goes. Now, when you look at the clock in math, you know it goes this way. Some of you feel it goes a little slower than others, but that's rotating clockwise. Or there is counterclockwise, which is taking the shape and rotating it this way, where it goes like backwards. Okay. Anyway, so there's the rotation clockwise, counterclockwise. Now it'll tell you a couple things. If you turn it, whoops, let's go back. If I turn this a quarter of a turn, what you'll hear that referred to as 90 degrees clockwise. If I turn it 1/2 of a circle, half a circle is considered a 180 clockwise. Or if I go 3/4 of a turn and I go that way, it's going to be considered 270 degrees clockwise. And if I rotate it again, so it's back to its original spot, that would be 360 degrees clockwise. Same thing if we go this way. If I go a quarter of a turn is 90 degrees. But instead of clockwise, we're counterclockwise. I can go half a turn, so that would be 180 degrees counterclockwise, or 3/4 of a turn, which is 270 degrees, or right back to original spot, 360 degrees counterclockwise. And that's as simple as it is today, folks. Once again, just to emphasize, you have translation, which is just a fancy word for slide. Your slide can be any direction you want it to be. Reflection, there's always got to be a line of reflection, and it's just going to flip on that line. In this case, this line right here flips, and you have the reverse image. Here, we flipped the reflection, and the line of reflection was up there. The one thing I want to talk about here on this rotation I forgot is that you're rotating around a point. Now, just to make it really easy with this demonstration of PowerPoint, our point that we're rotating on is the center body mass right here of the Jumpman logo. That's where everything rotates from. But in the examples in the textbook today, the point isn't always in the center. Sometimes it might be out here right where this corner is. In that case, this logo would just rotate like that. So the rotation doesn't have to be, it has to be around a point, but the point can actually be anywhere on the page. It doesn't have to be center logo. Okay? We'll work on this more in math tomorrow, but hopefully that gives you a brief understanding of what a transformation is in grade 8 math. Bye for now. See you tomorrow. Have a great night. Go Cavs.